Fantastic, John. Really pleased to hear that you're actually shaping capabilities based on customer feedback and real demands from the market, making it easier for adoption by offering capabilities as a service is going to be helping with speed to market both for our customers and our member operators. How else do you think our partnership can be leveraged further going forward?
Yeah, great question. So what I would say is the partnership between the Bridge Alliance and Aeris, our superpower here is the ecosystem that we've created, right? Both with the Bridge Alliance community, powered by a single software experience that's brought to the table by Aeris. That is I think a differentiated value in the market, very unique in the market, and frankly one where I think it's going to enable us to deliver on a lot of those emerging market demands and requirements that I mentioned earlier in our discussion. And I think the way to further capitalize on that superpower that we've created, this ecosystem, is really twofold. So one is, I think, again, continuing to expand the relationship both within Bridge by bringing on new BMOs within the Bridge Alliance. We're already on path with Globe, to bring them into the fold. I think we're in conversations with several other Bridge Alliance BMOs as well. And then also being able to expand our service beyond the Bridge Alliance community into other CSPs around the world. I think that's going to be another key way for us to capture a bigger share of the pie, if you will, of the global market. And then the second aspect here is really bringing new services to bear, right, that allow us to extract more value out of the market, move up the value chain, if you will, by leveraging the fact that, we own the network. And because we own the network, that should give us the right to go service a whole host of new value propositions that would be very hard for any other software technology companies to go deliver in an over-the-top way. Obviously, we've brought to bear with IoT Watchtower a security service. We think there's capabilities that we can bring to bear in the near term around network observability, around application performance management, around revenue management that can, again, allow us to move up the value chain, drive more growth, and of course, capture more value from our end customers while also simultaneously delivering to them better value at a better price than we think others in the market can do.
That's fantastic. I really love the way you said it, especially about ecosystem being the superpower. I think everybody can agree to it. Now, I know you spoke about all the new capabilities that are coming up. What more can we expect from the Aeris roadmap going forward? Is there a sneak peek that you can provide for us?
I think another area that I haven't already touched on, where you're going to see a lot of investment and kind of new growth, from a roadmap and a product development standpoint, is really around one, expanding the global footprint. So bringing on new carrier partners around the world, particularly in markets that have restricted environments or regulatory constraints, which make it hard to service those markets, particularly from a roaming standpoint. We want to aggressively expand the community, particularly in areas and geographies where we haven't had traditionally a number of tier one providers. And we think that this is not only, again, going to open up the opportunity both for Bridge, but also enable a more seamless experience and service for the end customer, so that they're not required to go and have one-off solutions in these restricted markets or in these geographies where traditionally we haven't provided service, either for localization or where there's regulatory restrictions that prevent permanent roaming types of situations. So that's one area we're going to see, I think, a lot of interesting developments. The second area that I would highlight is, there's a whole other half of Aeris's business that that we don't usually talk about, and that's our automotive business. So we have a whole other kind of half of our company that's really focused around providing connectivity software services for automotives, for their connected vehicle fleets. And we have a number of leading automotive companies that leverage our platform. It's called the Aeris Mobility Suite. And what we're starting to do, especially with our new AI single pane of glass, is that we're starting to take all the capabilities and services that we can deliver as part of the Aeris Mobility Suite, which are services either in the vehicle or in the vehicle ecosystem. And we're starting to combine those services and that data with the connectivity management services that we bring to bear on more of the connectivity and service provider side of the house. And it's the marriage of these two data sources and these two capabilities that are going to allow us to go service a whole bunch of new use cases and deliver all sorts of new value, particularly in the automotive space, uniquely in the automotive space, that nobody else in the world is going to be able to provide, simply because we have a footprint and insight directly on the device, in services in and around the car itself, and then combining that with the data and the insight that we have coming out of the network. That's going to be able to deliver a whole set of new value propositions that we haven't even thought of, that are going to be highly differentiated and really bring new value to one of the most important verticals in the IoT market, and that's the automotive space.
Thank you so much for the insightful sharing, Jon. I think there's a lot of capabilities that can be leveraged together with the power of the ecosystem, and this can benefit everyone. We truly appreciate Aeris' partnership with us in IoT and looking forward to the continued collaboration. Wishing us the best as we continue to take our IoT offerings to greater heights. And thank you everyone for joining us today on Be In Conversation.